Hello ladies and gentlemen. Let me please talk to you in this few minutes video about some important historical shifts in America, and which tries to sum up a variety of themes being discussed during the Advanced American Cultural Studies classes guided by Professor Jamal. So, this little talk is about the shift, or I would rather call it the romantic reaction towards the age of reason. To start with first is the Enlightenment. I mean the concept of enlightenment. In the past few classes, we have been spending a great deal of time on what we call the Enlightenment. That period which, generally speaking, is characterized as a widespread rational reform movement aimed at putting our understanding of nature, society, politics, justice, and human morality under the authoritative banner of reason. What I want to examine today is the extremely powerful and long-lasting reaction to the Enlightenment, that is, the counter-pressures which built up into a challenge to this rising orthodoxy of reason and science. A reaction which culminated in the latter years of the 18th century and the first third of the 1901 in what we call Romanticism, the Romantic movement. In a nutshell, Romanticism was born out of a sense of disillusionment with the Enlightenment. For a time, the rationality of the Enlightenment seemed to herald the final triumph of human reason. Soon, the laws that operate behind the universe would all be known, and humankind would be able to create the future it wanted. At least, that is how it seemed for a while. One source of disillusionment was that the Enlightenment thinkers, through the pursuit of reason, had backed themselves in a corner. In the end, it was the philosopher David Hume who took reason to its ultimate skeptical end, when showing that ultimately we can know nothing. All we have are the perceptions of the senses, and there is no way to know time or to know if those perceptions correspond to any outside world, whether it be physical world of time and space or any transcendent realm of spirits. In fact, there was no way to know if there was any reality outside our sense perceptions or not. A second fall of the Enlightenment was due to the French Revolution. What started as a revolt against tyranny with the aim to put in place a government created according to the highest, as they see it, the highest principles of Enlightenment thought, turned into a bloodbath, demonstrating the lowest side of human character. Then, the Romantic thinkers began to feel that the Enlightenment was suffocating them and squeezing the spirits, passion, and morality out of existence. The philosopher Kant, in response to the Enlightenment, created a new vision of reality. For that, he rejected the universe of the universal laws that could be discovered and instead envisioned a growing universe that was created in part by human choices and human will. The Enlightenment saw a universe that was mechanical and run by fixed laws. The Romantics saw a universe that was organic and grew in accordance with acts of will. Human will and freedom were for them sacred, where the Enlightenment had held human reason and rationality in the highest regard. The Romantics were skeptical of science. The Romantics felt that the Enlightenment notion that the universe was knowable and controllable was naive. The universe was infinite, mysterious, and ultimately unknowable, yet are a part of it, and therefore if we give ourselves to a deepest yearnings, we will be parts of the creative universe. For the Romantics, the highest human value was not rationality, it was authenticity, moral integrity, and passion. The Romantics were the first to value these things for their own sake, regardless of what they were aimed at. Before closing out this short talk about this reaction to the Enlightenment, however, I want to stress in the strongest possible terms that we are all still very much a product of the Enlightenment project, which was launched in the 18th century, but still has an effect on today's individuals. For example, when themes like reason versus faith or intellect versus will were raised during the classes, we could notice how responses are different and even doubtful, meaning that at a certain time we could think of a subject matter just if you go beyond religion, even if it opposed religious thinking or religious principles. For better or worse, all of us here are still firm believers to a great or lesser extent in that Enlightenment reform project. Thank you very much for your listening.